We always start the show this way.
Bang. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Indiana Success Happy Hour. Brian Quinlan here from Daniel's Real Estate and First Home Indy on YouTube.
What about Move Me to Indy?
Nope, that's changed its name. It's now
all right.
First Home Indy.
Well, Brad Niccum with Nest Mortgage Group and Tasting Tequila with Brad.
Fantastic. And I am super excited, fangirling a little bit today. We have a former Major League Baseball player here today. Sir, tell the folks who you are.
Last I checked, I'm Drew Storen.
Excellent.
Yeah, Brownsburg native. Kind of bounced around the big leagues for 8 years, and now I'm a bourbon guy.
Now you're a bourbon guy.
That's
That
nice.
smells fantastic.
And we got the trifecta.
Meaning?
We had a professional basketball player,
We
our
have.
friend Scott Pollard, and then we had that guy that used to play for the Chiefs.
Now
he's a
Carson
Philadelphia Eagle,
Carson Steele, right?
Yeah.
Had a race car driver,
Yeah.
Connor Daly.
Connor Daly.
Oh, Connor was on here.
I
Nice.
actually almost said Carson Daly.
Actually, we had them both on the same night.
We did,
So
yeah.
that was a thing.
And now the Major League Baseball. I mean,
It's great.
I guess next we just have to slump it down to get a hockey player. Or
Well,
something.
that'd be all right too. Not an area of expertise for me at all, but baseball, man, I got
You
it.
got
So
it.
we're good. So this is gonna be a great show. Brad, you were just talking about this bottle. You were very excited. Surprised.
I'm not like super excited, but I just got back from Mexico, and this is Jose Cuervo. This is the La Rojena 1908, and this is the Beckman family, who now is one of the owners of Cuervo. Go all the way back. They wanted to make a tequila in a traditional way with no additives, no chemicals in it, done with a tona and a roller mill and stone oven, like old school. And I drank this originally with Ted Genoese, the Tequila Wars guy.
Okay.
With the book, and he brought it to me and said it's good, and it's good.
Jose Cuervo made a little different today than 1908 on that bottle.
Yeah. They use it with machines that we didn't even know existed back then. But this actually, I'm proud of them for trying to do something a little more original, and it's fairly tasty. And I brought it home to do some reviews on it and talk about it. So
Awesome.
yeah.
All
Good
right.
job,
Well, I have a Helles beer from the world's oldest brewery, apparently. That's what their can says. Why Hessen Staffen? Any idea how to say that?
Nope.
Okay. Well, either way, this is
Really
a
good for now.
brewery in South Carolina. You want to give that a shot?
Why house and stuff?
Yeah, nailed
Why
it.
house and
I'm
stuff.
sure that's
Yep.
exactly right. But I'm a fan of Helles beers, so that's what we're going with today. Drew, the 3 products in front of us, you are responsible for. You opened one of them. What you got?
So I started with our newest bottle. So this is our All-Star. So first off, we are Field of Dreams Whiskey Company. We do take the corn from the actual movie site
Awesome.
and turn it into bourbon. So with our All-Star, this is the largest blend of whiskey in the history of whiskey. So we took 51% of the juice in this is ours, and then we went to every major league market and found a craft distiller there and bought a barrel from them. So it's kind of like like a baseball team would be. So it's a mix of anywhere from a 1 year in Arizona to a 25-year Canadian. So kind of all over the map. It's a curated infinity bottle. So there's kind of a different note in every sip. So it's certainly our most fun one that we've come out with.
And that's relatively new.
Yes. So that came out at the very end of last year. And then, our middle one is our Players Series. So this year will be year 4 of it. So we do 1 bottle for every player in Major League history, which this year will come out to be 23,615 players, all hand numbered. And if you go to our website, you can see the player that's associated with it once you plug in the number. And then our last one is our small batch. This one is 99 proof because I ended my career with 99 saves, and it annoys me that I didn't get 100. So I just decided to lean into it. These are 108 proof because that's how many stitches are in a baseball.
Yeah.
Under our small batches, like our everyday, we hide the legends of the game. We laser engrave their face and autograph on the top and hide it under that opaque capsule, so you have no idea who you get until you open it. So it's a pack of tops that get you drunk, essentially.
I have one of those at my house, and I don't know who it is. I haven't opened it. You autographed it. It's just sitting at my house. I'm like, I don't really want to open this, but I don't know who's underneath.
Yeah, we can pop that one and we'll figure it out.
We could. All right. Well, Drew,
That's crazy.
thanks for being here today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Cheers.
That first one you mentioned has to be one of the coolest projects I've ever heard in whiskey.
Thank you.
Like, that is so freaking cool.
Quite cool.
It was quite the freight bill. But
I
I
bet
could
it was.
only imagine.
yeah, we actually reached out to Guinness to ask about getting a world record for it, but apparently it cost $30,000. So
What?
For an empty barrel?
what's that?
For an empty Guinness barrel?
No,
No.
Guinness World Records.
Oh, to get the actual world record.
Oh, I saw.
Yeah.
I heard Guinness.
Yep.
I think, oh, we'll put
I
one
think
in a
it's-
Guinness barrel. But
That's the same company, is it not?
I couldn't.
I believe that-
probably is.
Yeah, I believe they come from the same Guinness.
I mean, it would be weird if you were named that and it'd be like a coincidence.
I suppose. All right. Well, the first half of the show, we're definitely breaking for shots today. We're talking baseball because I've been jacked about this all day. So for the first time in the history of our show, I brought notes because I Wikipedia'd you, Drew. And
Love
you
it.
said you have not checked out your Wikipedia page.
Yeah, in a while.
I think it actually, you said you have 3 kids, and I believe Wikipedia says you have 2. So
Oh,
it's a little
nice.
behind.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, your daughter does not exist in the world of Wikipedia.
Bless her heart.
You only made notes. I actually cut a trip home from tequila early to be here to make this work.
Hey, that's all right. I appreciate you being here.
I didn't make notes though.
No, that's okay. That's all right. All right. So starting, you were from Brownsburg, and state champ in 05.
Yep.
Which was your sophomore year of high school.
Uh-huh.
And there are at least 2 other major leaguers I know of who went to Brownsburg.
Correct.
And they are
Tucker Barnhart and Lance Lynn. So Lance was a senior the year that we won state. So we were 35-0. He would pitch one game and then I'd pitch the next. So
Dude.
we would just switch. It would just be I play first and then he play first. And it was funny because Lance is pretty much the same size as he was in high school.
Oh, wow.
And
he's a big dude.
and I'm not. So the day after he would pitch, they see me going out there and guys are lining up at the rack going, okay, we got a shot today, boys,
Mhm.
But yeah, it was that team, there probably should have been a couple more major leaguers on there. There's some pretty good talent.
Is Tucker a few years behind you then?
Yeah. So Tuck was 2 years younger.
Oh.
So he was the hot shot freshman when I was a junior.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
No offense, but the fact that you all only won 1 state title.
Oh, yeah.
It's a bit of a disappointment.
Oh yeah. Both times that Tuck and I played together, we didn't get out of sectionals. Oh yeah.
No kidding.
Man.
Because we did the 1 year where it was like we tried to I think I pitched against a team that probably they didn't save me, and then the next year they tried to save me and then we lost. It was
So I've worked in Center Grove since 2000, and Center Grove's a pretty solid baseball program, right? It always amazed me how they would either knock it out of sectionals or lose first game of regional or something. And it always had to do with the other team had their ace pitcher going against you. And the fact that it's single elimination, I think sucks. I know
Crazy.
You can't do much about that. There's only so much time. But man, because you could have one phenomenal pitcher, everybody else is average, and you win that one game, you knock out the best team, and
just takes one bad day.
Yeah.
And that's the crazy thing about us going undefeated was you don't run into one loss. Like it just shows you again, the 05 class was so talented. That
So good.
I was just a young dork trying to hang on.
How hard were you throwing in high school?
I topped out 94 by the time like I was a senior, but I hit 90 as a sophomore. So
I could drink 90 cans of beer when I was a sophomore.
That's a different sport altogether.
So when you played, was it a class? Like
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I went to this little school called Wabash High School, and they won the state title in 19.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
That is unprofessional.
I thought that was off. I'm very sorry. You're gonna have to edit that part.
Nah.
So Wabash, Indiana, 1986 won the Indiana State Championship, the smallest school to ever win the baseball championship. That's before our class.
Yeah.
And they beat Marion High School.
Cool.
Yeah.
Kind of a big school.
It's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
It wasn't as because baseball was when school was over. It wasn't like the school got behind it like sectionals at baseball or sectionals at basketball, because it was like, oh wait, they're playing, but it was so cool to go to the Busch Stadium is where they played it back then, and so that was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
That's the closest thing I have to baseball.
that counts. Way to contribute.
You're welcome.
All right, senior year of high school, you were drafted by the Yankees. Late, and there's like 400 rounds in the major league draft. I never understand that at all. 34th round. Were you at all tempted to sign with the Yankees and forego college?
Yeah. I had an opportunity to go in the supplemental round and passed on that. So the Yankees were willing to pay over slot, but I needed an absurd amount of money to skip going to Stanford, especially because I was a draft eligible sophomore, so I could leave after 2 years versus the 3 years. So that it ended up being the right decision, obviously, because I don't know how I would have done as a minor leaguer.
Okay, you just mentioned something I know nothing about. Draft eligible sophomore. What does that mean?
So once you're eligible to get drafted out of high school, and then once you go to college, essentially, if you turn 21 within 90 days of the draft, then you are. So I was older,
Gotcha.
and so that helped me. So I didn't have to wait till my junior year.
Yeah. Were you? Well, I mean, you were the 10th pick overall, so certainly not probably any thought of going back to Stanford at that point.
No, it was the perfect situation. The Nationals needed bullpen help, and they wanted me as a reliever. I told teams that I would start because I was willing to, but I really wanted to stay a reliever because I knew I would go faster through the minor leagues.
Ah, good point.
If you could have gotten paid in college, like the kids get paid today, would you have stayed because you could have earned a really strong income while playing?
No, because baseball's not seeing that money.
Oh, it's not?
No. And from Stanford's standpoint too, they're not a big NIL program.
Okay.
And so like it would be it's more of the opportunity to it would be nice to have that, but I wouldn't see much. I can't imagine there's much income coming in from the baseball unless you're playing SEC baseball, which it comes down. All that's baseball guys are just going to get trickle down football money.
Gotcha. Is that because baseball has its own farm league to you think of the NFL, their farm teams are the colleges.
Yep.
Yeah. And so what you're seeing, in my opinion, is a merge of all business models from professional sports. So you're seeing that football money. So they've eliminated, 20 or 30 rounds, I think, from the MLB draft. And then they've eliminated a bunch of minor league teams. So then that way, because colleges are now, creating these guys, or I guess, I don't know why I can't even think of it, developing these guys, developing these guys into big league ready dudes that you don't get that in the minor leagues necessarily. So it's easy for guys to be quick. So I was lucky to go quick because I was a college guy, and that's the new trend. Because you have all these college guys that throw 100 now. So why not just do that? And, like you said, when the colleges are willing to put in the money for the development, a pro team is like, great.
Yeah,
it eliminates their risk, and like it kind of it makes sense.
Yeah.
How did your baseball career start? Like, how old were you when you all of a sudden said, "Hey, Dad, I want to play baseball"?
Yeah. I mean, I was a switch hitter as soon as I could walk. My dad had me switch hitting, so I always loved it. I was going up through coach pitch, like I was good, did my thing, loved it, like it was cool. But then once we got to kid pitch, and I started playing wiffle ball in the front yard, and realized I could embarrass some people, I fell in love with that, and just really enjoyed pitching too. So something I've wanted to do both, and then actually played third my freshman fall at Stanford, but then ended up being a bullpen guy. So yeah, I always knew I wanted to do it. I didn't really think I ever had a chance. I mean, I thought, like, going into high school, I was like, man, if I could walk on at Purdue, that would be awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah. And then, just kind of progressed. I just kind of took it a day at a time, or every, cliche that we say in interviews, but that's kind of what you got to do. You just,
do they give you a list of cliches to use in your interviews?
I think that was probably Dad that wrote those down for you.
I know all the Dodge ones now.
Very nice.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's, it was something I always I love. And, being on the other side of it now, coaching my kids, I don't know how it ever happened, because it's just the light years away that T-ball and coach pitches to Major League Baseball. Like,
it's a long drive.
Yeah, it is. And you got to have a lot of things that go your way. Like,
Before Brian geeks into nerdy baseball questions, because I know they're coming. Like, I can feel it. I would like to talk about your pops a little bit. Like, was Dad a big baseball guy? And
we mentioned who Dad is.
Not yet.
Okay.
So was he a big baseball guy?
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously a big sports guy. Basketball and baseball. That was kind of the thing. I played both of those, and he was there to, give me every opportunity. Like, he always tells the story about coming back, between doing the 6 and 7 or after doing the 5 and 6 news, he would have dinner, and then we would play catch. He'd be in a full suit, hairspray, whole bit.
Did he have
Still on?
like if he started to sweat, did people come out and like pat his
Yeah,
face and
yeah,
say
they're just
well
hanging out at
or-
home. Yeah, that's what we have. We were living that well.
I just knew that.
But yeah, so it was great. Like he really prioritized. I mean, hell, he was doing live shots from my little league games, so he wasn't missing games. So
I mean, your dad worked like Ryan Seacrest's
Yeah.
schedule
Oh,
from
for sure.
Bob and Tom to the Hoosier lottery
Yeah.
show to the news. To
Insane.
Always, yeah.
yeah, I don't know how he knew what he was supposed to be doing every day, because it was a ton. But yeah, and he always, like I said, found a way to make sure he wasn't missing my games. And yeah, and on top of all of that, you know, he didn't care that he probably wasn't supposed to take me to a lot of his live shots at Victory Field or Market Square Arena. So the amount of people I got to talk to, you know, experiences of playing horse with Reggie before games, and like, you know, like I met Aaron Boone when he was playing for the Indians, you know, like
Wow.
just crazy stuff like that, where, you know, normal kids don't get that experience. So for me, I wasn't totally shell shocked when I got to the big leagues. And I'm like,
Sure.
okay, I've been around it.
Yeah, you're around that
And
space.
then also when you're a kid and you see that these guys are human,
Right.
you're like, oh, okay, it's possible, you know?
Yeah.
Sure.
Now you do meet some guys, like the first time I met Scott Rowland, I'm like, there's no way I'm ever going to play in major leagues, because this guy is a major leaguer and he's the size of that garage door. I was like, I don't stand a chance if that's the case.
Third baseman from Jasper.
Okay.
That's right.
And
Actually, he's in the Hall of Fame now, is he not?
Yes.
and dad is Mark Patrick.
Oh, that's right. We do. Yeah.
That's right.
Mark-
For those of you watching
Playing
from
along.
Indianapolis area, Mark Patrick, the sports broadcaster from Channel 8,
Mm-hmm.
and Bob and Tom show. I mean,
30 different voices on the Bob and Tom show.
Yeah,
Like it was always a great show when Mark was going to be on there, and you always knew because there'd be some kooky voice that you
Yeah,
would pull
that's
out.
right.
Did he do that at home a lot too?
Keith Jackson would hang out at our house quite a bit.
Nelly.
Whoa, no.
Can you do many of the voices?
Yeah.
Did he pass that along to you?
I try. Let's
There you
go with that.
That's awesome.
Another one we've had on the show, Matt Taylor. Do you know Matt?
Mhm.
Uh,
I don't know him personally, but I know. Yeah.
That dude does some great voices as well. He did an internship and then I think worked for Q95 and Bob and Tom for a while.
That's awesome.
But hilarious dude with some great voices.
I mean, that's one of those things. I think that is one of the coolest things, that when people do impressions. Like,
Yeah.
my last spring training, I actually lived with Ron Sexton,
Okay.
and so like waking up, I'd be going to the park and hearing him calling in as Donnie or Kenny Tarmac, like just so funny.
that's
And you want
hilarious.
to talk about a guy that like he would go into bits like automatic, and like Tony Soprano at one sec. It was hilarious. It was just like very much like Frank Caliendo, just in real life.
Yeah, for real.
He does a great. What's the guy's name that you do a great impersonation of?
Gru from Despicable Me.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
Itchy, I like it.
Thank you. My students used to, back when I taught. They're like, you sound like Gru from Despicable Me. I'm like, oh, okay.
Okay.
So I rolled with that.
Roll with that one.
All right. Back to baseball. 10th pick by the Nationals in 09. They were relatively new at that point. I don't think that was their first year.
Yeah,
but-
they were 04s for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Major League debut 2010.
Mm-hmm.
Was it home or away?
Away at St.
Okay,
Louis.
so at St. Louis Cardinals, which is in and of itself a monument to baseball there
Yeah.
at Busch Stadium. You said you grew up in that environment, but still, now you're rookie coming out of the bullpen. What's that like?
I mean, it's kind of like what you see in the movies, where like everything is really dark except for the field. And I wasn't really nervous because I just had no idea what was going on. So like I couldn't wrap my head around what was going on. And so kind of worked out for the best. But then, a couple of weeks in, that's when you start, noticing. And you're like, then you start wrapping your head around it a little bit more. But yeah, the first one, I was just like, I hope I don't throw this first pitch off the backstop. Like
Absolutely.
you're just like, because you're like, I've done this my entire life, and but it just takes one, and then you're like, man, what could be different? But it was really cool because, St. Louis, like, as you mentioned, is a phenomenal place to play, see a game, etc. But, when I got introduced, the PA guy said making his major league debut, which they don't do that. They don't do that for road guys usually. So
That's cool.
that was really pro.
Yeah, that's nice.
So that was a pretty cool, and full circle too. Like, I used to be an Expos bat boy.
Okay.
When they would come around Indy, and Busch Stadium was one of the places I would bat boy at. So the guy that was the security guard I'd sit next to was still the security guard when I made my debut.
Oh, that's very cool.
That's very cool.
And the clubby that gave me my uniform as a bat boy gave me my uniform as a big leaguer.
No way.
How awesome.
Pretty wild.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's really cool stuff.
Awesome. All right. So several successful years with the Nationals, playoffs, couple of playoff appearances, right?
Yeah.
All right. And I'm going to back up actually. So how long did you play in the minors? Not very long.
Like 4 months. Yeah.
Yeah, not very long. Did you notice a drastic difference in competition level from, say, AAA to pros?
Yeah. I mean, you've got, I say at any point, at least when I was there, you could switch 25% of a big league roster with 25% of a AAA roster. And it's pretty, whatever, same thing. I noticed in AA, guys can't hit a breaking ball. And then once you get AAA, guys can hit breaking balls, and then you had to learn how to pitch. So that was, I dominated AA. AAA, I had first couple outings. Once I realized I couldn't just go with the same skit, I had to pitch a little bit, and which helps because then you're able to like cut the ball and sink it against those guys where like you're facing better hitters. So I hate facing the guys that just swung at everything. Like those are the hardest ones. The best hitters I loved facing because like I liked playing the chess game with them and all that. But yeah, it was definitely something different.
So who would you say were some of the just toughest outs for you?
Pablo Sandoval.
Okay.
I don't know.
For the Giants?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. He would hit stuff in the other batter's box. Like I'm just like, tough. Yeah, I'm like, dude, I threw the rosin baggie to find a hole with it, right? Yeah, he was one. A lot of the lefties, like slap-hitting lefties, just kind of guys that were willing to take a ground ball through the hole annoyed me. If a guy wanted to come up and hit a homer, like that, I had him right where I wanted. So I did pretty well against like the elite players. I got burned by some of the mid guys that I might have should have done better against. Let's go with that.
Sure.
That's pretty insightful.
Yeah, for real. All right. So we're going to run through this. Drafted by the Nationals, then to Toronto, then Seattle, which according to Wikipedia, that was your team growing up.
Yeah.
And you got to meet your idol, I would assume.
Yeah.
Did you play against him?
No, I just missed him.
Yeah, I was going to say, I can't remember when he got out. Ken Griffey Jr., by the way.
So kind of another cool full circle story. So when I was 9, my parents took me out to the Kingdom for my birthday on Seafair weekend to see Griffey play Tomei and the Indians, right?
Awesome. Dude, that's awesome.
So got to see the Blue Angels fly over Puget Sound, so A, love fighter jets from then on. And then 2, get to see Griffey, like this is the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
So fast forward, I get traded to Seattle. I meet the team in Pittsburgh. We go back for our first homestand, which is Seafair weekend. Griffey's jersey retirement.
No way.
Wow. And the Blue Angels threw out the first pitch to the bullpen. So I got to catch the first pitch from a Blue Angel. Like, isn't that kind of a weird?
That's huge full circles.
Yeah.
Wow. Have you ever met King Griffey Jr.?
I have not.
I have.
For real?
Supercross fan. Came to Lucas Oil Stadium one time. We got to meet him there.
So I just recorded this week. There was a special 1-hour documentary on Griffey trying to become a photographer. And last year at the Masters, and I think that's what the episode is actually about, was him being at the Masters and taking photos.
No kidding.
We saw King Griffey Jr. the one and only time I was at the Masters last year.
Taking pictures?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Super cool. All right, so Seattle, then to Cincinnati, which probably had to be pretty cool because relatively close to home.
And got to throw to my high school catcher, Tuck.
Oh, yeah.
That's very cool.
That's awesome.
And so those were always fun mound visits. And and I got to I threw an immaculate inning to him. So that was like,
which for those who don't know, immaculate inning is
what that means.
3 strikeouts and 9 pitches. So 9 straight strikes.
Yeah.
And it's only, now it's happened a lot. I think when I did it, it was the 81st time. Now that's probably in the 120s because now guys have
still rare
Nintendo stuff, but
baseball's been around a while. Only 120 is pretty good. While in Cincinnati, Tommy John surgery.
Yep.
Okay. That's a big deal as far as a pitcher goes. You're pretty much out definitely out the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Potentially out most of the next season as well, because it takes a while.
Yeah, it's a year.
So what is Tommy John surgery? What is that? What causes that?
So essentially when you throw, it's the most unnatural thing you can do. So you're essentially tearing your arm every time.
My shoulder still hurts.
Yeah, every time you throw. So in order to throw above 86 miles an hour, you actually have to slap tear your labrum. And then every time that you get to 86, 87, you are redlining the ulnar collateral ligament down here in your elbow. Other than throwing, it doesn't really do anything. But throwing, it's pretty important. So kind of one of those things where eventually you're going to need a pit stop for something. And I kind of got to the point where I had my first elbow surgery in 2012 to kind of clean it up. And when they clean out bone spurs, they tell you probably have 2 years before your ligament blows. So I lasted 5 years on that. So I thought, okay. And then, I had it fixed at the end of the season and it rolled into my free agency year. So that was not great.
That's great.
So that was a lot. That was a lot just hanging out here and rehabbing. But yeah, like Tommy John's not bad, like especially nowadays.
It's
but my shoulder probably could have used something to get some velocity back. But I was like, hopefully maybe the elbow can do it, because I just didn't want to go into my shoulder and mess with it. It was too much of a who knows.
Gotcha.
Was this Tommy John like the first guy to have the surgery?
Yeah.
So Tommy John was a major league pitcher, and ultimately, do they remove your tendon in your elbow and get it from somewhere else?
No. So what they do, it just depends. So if you do this and then you don't have it there, do with your other. You got one there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.
That. So I don't have one in here, but I have one here, and you kind of see the dent. But what they do is they first minute they cut this and then they pull that out, and that's what they use to rewire. They drill 5 holes here and then weave it.
Huh. That sounds painful.
I'm sure it was if I was awake.
Okay. Yeah. So Tommy John was essentially famous, or is essentially famous, for being the first one to have that done and come back.
Yeah.
To continue.
Because it used to just be a death sentence.
Yeah.
Right. You would just pull your elbow out and all right, now you're done.
Yeah, and that's back when they made like $9,000 a year.
Yeah, that's for sure. Okay, so Cincinnati, then on to Kansas City, and then ended the career in the Philly system. But I don't think, were you up with the Phillies at any point?
No, so I was in Major League camp. I was in Major League camp with the Phillies in 2020 before the world shut down. Yeah. So that was a wild couple of days, because it went from Rudy Gobert get sick, and then
has he kissed all the microphones?
Yeah. Well, so the day before he got sick, MLB came in and talked to us and said, we're going to leave baseballs in here. You guys sign baseball. We don't want you interacting with fans, which is obviously the opposite of what they always tell you. Right. And so we're like, oh, come on. Like, what is this? Like, no big deal. And then next day, Gobert got sick. Next day they call us in. Everybody's going home. Like, it was just and I was digging myself out. Like, I was getting myself back on track. And then that happened. I'm like, okay. So then I was at home throwing by myself in the garage, just not as good as I used to be. I'm like, I kind of like this whiskey idea,
And this is going to hurt it might hurt my elbow a little bit.
I was like, I got these kids. I kind of know how this is going to go. So let's see if I can do the whiskey stuff. So it ended up working out great. It would have been cool to play in Philly, but
yeah. So I asked my friend ChatGPT today.
Nice.
The average length of a Major League Baseball career being 5.6, and for a Major League Baseball pitcher, it's like 4. And you lasted how long?
8.
That's pretty solid.
Yeah. I didn't know. I didn't realize it was that long.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't realize the average would be that long. That's crazy.
Yeah. Huh. Definitely something to be proud of.
Yeah. Thanks.
So your baseball career ends, and you seem to have rolled right into the whiskey, which we're going to get to. Was there any point where you kind of miss baseball and wish you could go back?
Yeah. But not
the money'd be nice, but
yeah. Well, that aside, of course. Yeah, there's a lot more red once I retired, isn't in that bank account?
Yeah.
Gosh, really took that for granted.
And the liquor business doesn't have the same contracts you have in baseball.
Yeah. There's a lot more costs that go into that.
Can you write us another check?
Yeah.
What do you mean distribution?
Yeah, exactly. That's it. I honestly, what I miss, the flights, the travel. Like the travel is so awesome. Like just going to the you're going to the
It's
biggest.
interesting you say that because I think a lot of pro athletes get tired of the travel. I feel like I hear that more than anything else.
Yeah, but I mean, for baseball, like you're just used to it, and like the flights are so much fun because like it's the easiest thing in the world. Like it is, there's no work to it because like all you do is bring your suitcase to the field and hand it to the clubhouse manager, and then that goes on a truck, and then next time you see it's in your room. And then once the game's over, you get on the bus, they pull you right up to the plane, you get on the plane, play cards, have a couple drinks.
And I will say difference with major league versus really any of the other major sports is you're at a place for 3 or 4 days.
Yes.
So, as opposed to a basketball player who flies in, plays, gets on the plane and leaves, I can see where that'd be more of a bitch.
Yeah.
And you didn't have to wait an hour last night at 2:30 in the morning at the Indianapolis airport wondering why the one guy they have took so long to get your luggage there. Good Lord.
Been there. Yeah. And that's the cool thing too. Like, again, being able to enjoy the cities because we're going to the field at like 1 or 2. So you can get up and, go grab lunch somewhere or whatever. Like, it's kind of cool. Like, you get to experience the cities without just showing up just for business.
You're a successful major league player. Not sure how well known you are. No offense. So I would imagine as you're, visiting the cities, you're probably left alone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's usually like name, like people, but yeah, it's not like I'm physically imposing by any means. And like, or an NBA guy walks in, you're like, hey, definitely somebody. But
yeah, put your head on the fan.
But we did have to use aliases on the road because you'd have people call in. So that was always a fun game. Do
you still use that when you make reservations?
No.
All right. Well, what was your alias?
Let's see. I had.
Please tell me it was TC.
I led off with Jimmy Neutron, and then I went to Patrick Bateman.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I went to Eric Van Leemer. Let's see if you get this one.
Oh no, I
didn't get the last.
Summer Catch, the guy with the flame glove.
Holy moly! Yeah.
Ball State grad, that actor. By
no shit.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. We got to get him.
Yeah. Corey Pearson. Yeah. My dad's first internship was with his dad.
No way.
A weird full. Like,
that's unusual.
Yeah. But so I've been trying to get that flame glove. That's a long story. But but yeah, so that I did that one. What was another one? Oh, I did a bunch. But my favorite one, my buddy Clippard, was the Pink Panther. Because when he was with the Yankees, Derek Jeter called him, he said he looked like the Pink Panther, which is accurate. So
that's not a flattering look.
Well, yeah, but he pitched 16 years in the big leagues. He understands. He gets it. Yeah. But so we were in Detroit, and it would have been my first year. We get in on a Sunday. We're off on Monday. So like at this time, Detroit was really not like Detroit. So you only stayed in the hotel. So we went to the hotel bar, had a couple drinks, and so Tyler goes up to his room. I left something in his room, so I had to go to the front desk to ask what room he's in. So I'm like, excuse me. I need to know what room the Pink Panther's in. Like, sir, you need to go upstairs. I'm like, I'm telling you.
I'm Jimmy Neutron.
I'm telling you. Yeah, right. Exactly. Like, look at the faux hawk. I know what I'm talking about. and so then I'm like, I'm telling you, just look it up. And then they're like, oh, he's in 504. I'm like, told you.
That's awesome.
Right next to Mickey Mouse.
That's right. That's right.
So obviously playing for teams in both leagues, you've probably been to every city in major leagues. Do you have, I don't know, I won't say necessarily a favorite stadium, but a couple of stadiums that you're like, always look forward to going to?
Yeah, Dodger Stadium. Because the playing surface is like Augusta. The mound is tall, and the speaker system is awesome.
Oh.
It is like, it's like you're at a music festival with the bass. So one guy had Brass Monkey as his walk-up one year, and it was so good. And then Kenley Jansen would come into California Love, and it was like, that was pretty sweet.
What was yours?
When I first came up, 8-second ride, Jake Owen. And then once I started closing, I went to Bad Company remake by Five Finger Death Punch.
Oh, yeah, that's a great one.
And I had it like timed out so that once I hit the mound, it would kick.
Nice.
Then I went.
Did you count your steps? Or
I did not.
Speed up or slow down?
Yeah, that's
as
right.
the song's
You got to
playing?
pace it. Yeah, there's a standard Cadillac pace that I had.
All right.
And then I went When the Lights Go Out by the Black Keys, God's Gonna Cut You Down by Johnny Cash.
I was kind of a good one there.
A lot of people do that now. I had that one in high school, so I like to say I was first on that, but whatever. And then I went to Long Cool. Oh no, when I went to Toronto, I went Paul Revere by the Beastie Boys.
That's a good one.
Did you change songs when you changed teams?
Yeah, or like rolls.
One of those, you never step on the bass line as you get on.
Yeah, you just you don't need you can't have like a tired metal song as like a middle relief guy. It's like, okay,
That's true.
just chill, man. Like
you're just the middle reliever, dude.
Yeah, you don't need the theatrics on that. So that was kind of my feel part of that. And then I went to Long Cool Woman in a Black Dress once I from then on out, because I was like middle relief. And
Brad's geeking out over here. I'm not a music guy, so
my son Blake was a motocross racer, pro motocross racer as an amateur on little bikes. We get announced at arena cross, like the big guys do in Lucas Oil Stadium.
Yeah,
he'd write out the click click boom.
Oh, nice!
And hit the big jump.
That's awesome.
That stuff is so cool. That is one thing I've always thought was cool about baseball is the walkout music.
And now they're finally leaning into the entrances of bullpen guys, like the close, well, now it's because of the LED lights. So they had just started that right when I was on my way out, and it's cool. I wish I had that. I had the video and the song, so I thought that was cool, because usually if you're middle relief, it's an ad or they're doing some fan contest
competition.
Are you tired of having jock itch?
And another T-shirt toss as you're trying to get ready to face 3, 4, 5 in the order. Yeah.
Speaking of jock itch, so stadiums that you did not
that's what I was going to say. Give me a wretched stadium.
Yeah.
The old Miami Stadium was brutal. The warning track there was this rubber. It was they're almost mats you'd see a Tractor Supply, and when it rained there, like it did every day, it just
why they built the dome.
Became an ice rink when you're out, and so guys just eating it during batting practice, trying to but yeah, that was tough. Let's see, Philly's a tough place to play, but just because I always tell a story about Dollar Hot Dog Night, because the visitors bullpen, which used to be the home bullpen, is right there by the walkway on top. And so Dollar Hot Dog Night, what do you think was getting thrown at us?
You're getting chucked with hot dogs.
Oh, just foil balls off the dome. And Gary, the security guard down there, loved the guy, but he didn't really care. That's just kind of part of the part of the
Philly.
Yeah, that's the experience. And then Marlins Park the new one is also bad, because you're right next to the Clevelander, the nightclub, and you can't hear the actual game. So yes, that's all you can hear. and then
As you're all sitting out in the bullpen, are you actually paying attention to what's going on?
Yeah.
That's good.
Because you try, especially when I was closing, I would always really pay attention on the 5th and 6th inning, because that's usually where the lineup would roll over.
Oh, okay.
So then you're because you're just trying to watch, and you're just doing the math in your head of okay, here's who I'm probably going to see, and stuff like that. First couple innings, I would be getting ready, and you're watching, but it's more beneficial to watch it from the clubhouse than it is from the bullpen, because you can see the strike zone and
all
sense. That stuff.
Okay, what about worst fans of any place you've ever been?
Who's about to piss off a whole city?
Well, we have tens of listeners.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. I tell you what, Philly fan, they're intense. They're super passionate. Mets fan, I was
gonna say New York.
I was gonna say I had some not adults that were gonna say what you would think they would, but when you had 10-year-olds, not necessarily
10-year-olds being mean,
not just hey, you suck.
Yeah.
More of hey, I hope you die when you go out there. I'm like, okay.
And if you don't, my dad's gonna see you later.
So you don't want this autograph?
Yeah, I was like, yeah, come on, man. Yeah, so you're just all right, man. That's a little rough, but yeah, it's I mean, like I said, you're gonna get tough ones. I mean, you're easy pickings when you sit down in a cage and people are just people can walk by and do drive-bys on you all day. And then of course with Google that gets fun. So
that's the funniest thing you've ever heard somebody do a drive-by and say.
Oh man.
Tough.
That is a tough one. Man, I don't
something that was so harsh that you looked at the guy you said it to and went, that was awesome.
That was pretty good. Man, honestly, there was very, very rarely did somebody ever have anything fresh.
Oh, okay.
It was more of a like, because you got to realize, like, we're sitting down there every day and doing nothing but talking junk, right?
Waiting.
Like, so like right. Like, so if you're going to come over here, like, you better have something really good. And you rarely heard it. Like, the amount of times that, they're like, oh, you're from Indiana, mounting cows, that's a fresh bit. That's really fresh. Never heard that one.
No.
Yeah. So, it was kind of tough to have somebody ever really do anything.
No one threw out anything good.
All right. I grew up south of Chicago. So A, I'm a White Sox fan.
Yeah.
And B, obviously the Cubs are nearby. How would you rate those two stadiums? Were you in Wrigley since it's been renovated? Because I can't remember when that happened.
It was partially.
Okay.
Like, I had 1 year of the air conditioned bullpen.
Okay.
Which was like a great thing, but a horrible thing. Because like, there's nothing worse than warming up.
Got comfortable.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than warming up on the field. Like, you're sitting down for 2 hours, and then it's like, hey, I need you to throw a baseball as hard as you can and get ready, and then but don't overthrow it and almost hit the first base umpire and the first base coach.
Yeah.
So tough. So then they move it inside, and you're like, that's great, except for when it's 110 out and it's air conditioned, so you don't sweat until you get out there, and then it catches up to you.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. So it was.
That's rough.
It was just a little different. And then I'm pretty sure they still haven't touched the visitors clubhouse, which is, I mean,
pretty rank.
Well,
it is
the stadium
very, very tight.
Old.
Very
Smells
tight.
like Harry Carey in there.
Yeah, it was when you go to the visitors clubhouse, you actually have to walk over the concourse. So like, especially after a loss, it's always great to hear people singing "Go Cubs Go." And
I hate that fucking song. Again, a Sox fan. My whole family's Cub fan, so too much of that nonsense.
That is by far the best place though during batting practice. So much fun. Like, very, very
cool.
Yeah.
And Comiskey, it's always going to be Comiskey. The bullpen is right there in the outfield.
Yeah.
But I mean, they don't draw any fans, so maybe it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, I don't recall much there.
Yeah, I mean, that's legit.
There.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Unfortunately, the Sox haven't been very good except for 05, and actually they were good in 2020.
Aren't they in Boston?
Well, there's a Red Sox in Boston. There's the White Sox.
The White Sox
in
in Chicago.
So
okay, yeah, I got you.
But yeah, 2020, I think they were one of the best teams. That I don't think they even played the playoffs that year. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Either way. Okay. Well, it's time to move on and talk about some whiskey. But before we get to that, we're going to set up some shots. So we'll be right back.
Look at these. Look at all the glasses up here. Man, oh man.
And the super fancy Field of Dreams
These are
branded
beautiful.
glasses here. That's fantastic.
Definitely tell that none of us have been or are currently on a wagon.
It's true. True, I'm not.
Oh, holy cow.
All right. So we know we've got the Field of Dreams. We're sipping the All-Star, but now there's tequila present. What do we got, Brad?
Well, I just threw out the Tequila Collective's new Añejo Sueño, and this was aged in a Woodford Reserve, and then the same barrel was used to make Woodford Reserve cherry bitters, and then tequila 20 months. What I poured for him is actually the Partida Roble Fina, which is like their high-end brand, and it has been aged in Macallan barrels, and you get all those sherry notes, and it's so good.
Sweet.
Cheers.
All right.
Cheers. The whiskey nose on this is phenomenal.
Oh, it really is.
That stone fruit and that oak.
Get a little cherry Coke in there.
Yeah.
But that's the cool thing is you're going to just pick up.
Well, there's so much in it.
Yeah.
Okay. So Major League career comes to an end. Did you immediately go into the whiskey business?
Yeah.
How did that come about?
So I had the idea in 2018 when I was rehabbing my Tommy John, actually on a road trip to a WWE pay-per-view event with my best friend from here. So
nice.
Yeah, he was the one that helped me hunt a bunch of bourbon, and we were just kind of going back and forth and like, oh, what about this? So I knew I had to have an answer for what I was going to do when I was done playing because I'm not going to sit still. And so this idea just kind of never went away. And nobody ever told me outside the obvious of how do you get that actual corn, why it wouldn't work if we were able to pull it off. So when during the COVID shutdown, I kind of was, training, but then also digging into this more. And so, it was a lot of people are like, hey, how's baseball going? I'm like, yeah, but listen to this. So I kind of already knew. And that's when I called my buddy Clipper to tell him I was done playing. And he's like, well, if you're done, you gonna do the whiskey thing? I'm like, yeah, man, like I'm going to see if I can do it. And he's like, all right, well, if you can do it, I'll back you. And I'm like, oh,
okay.
done. Like, and so then
I apologize. Is he local or does he live?
No, he's in
state?
Tampa.
Okay.
But we were
Who's this guy?
the Tyler Clippard. So he
baseball player.
He was my teammate. We were roommates for like 4 years. So we were pretty much husband and wife for a while,
Awesome.
like just so he kept playing. I would call him every couple of weeks being like, hey, like we can get the corn, we can get this, how in are you? And then it kept going and here we are. So.
Okay, where did that cinnamon roll note come from that's on this thing? That is
one of these.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Did you get that? Did you like smell that? Like I know you don't smell or taste anything, but
Yeah,
there's like a great like almost like a cinnamon roll note on that.
no, I'm not getting that, but
Oh, there's a nice
taste pals.
Did you get that? You get that like a doughy cinnamon roll?
I get it on the front end.
Yeah, that is so good.
All right. Field of Dreams, phenomenal movie, obviously. One of probably the, 10, 15, 20 best movies. Doesn't matter.
It's my favorite baseball movie.
Well, that's saying something.
Did you say porn or corn?
Corn.
Okay.
So the corn used to make your whiskey comes from the baseball field in Iowa.
Yep.
How did that come about? I can't imagine it was easy.
It wasn't as bad as I thought. I just Googled who owned the movie site and then I fired up a LinkedIn because I never had one. And then
Nice.
Found a guy on there that was part of the, he's on the board or something of the LLC. And then he left his email on there. So fired an email over hoping that he was a baseball fan. And luckily he recognized my name. And
I feel like if you're the Field of Dreams corn guy, you've got to be a baseball fan, no?
Well, so this isn't the actual corn guy, though. This is a guy that is just a board member. So I was
okay.
Hey. So he put me in touch with the main majority owner. And then he put me in touch with the Ray family, who are the farmers. And Andy told me, hey, I just take the corn into town and sell his feed corn. So I'm like, I got an idea for you, man.
Interesting.
So I know a field is a baseball field. It's not gigantic, like enormous. So does it produce enough corn from?
Yeah, the movie site's 192 acres.
Okay, so I was picturing a baseball field, right?
Yeah.
So really, it's the whole facility where the movie was made. So okay, that makes so much.
Yeah, so we can put down thousands and thousands of barrels.
Incredibly small batch.
Yeah, the smallest batch ever.
Exactly.
But yeah, so it's nice because there is a ton, and like going into it, I didn't know anything about corn. So talked to one of the farmers in Brownsburg that I knew, and I was like, I need to speak corn, man, like because I assumed we would have to pay him to put down a certain grain or whatever, No, it was already it. So number 2 yellow dent corn was already being grown there. So all the corn that's in these bottles from that White Sox Yankees game, by the way.
So
that was a good game.
Did you pick the mash bill that they made to come up with the flavor profile?
Yeah, I mean, it's all just us picking kind of what story we want to tell. Initially, mix in some wheat. Now we have some of that in there, but again, I'm kind of just picking. I'm kind of like you. I talk a lot of junk about bourbon over the years, and I know what I'm talking about. So kind of put my money where my mouth is on some of this.
This has a lot of nice floral notes in it as well. Is that copper pot still? Are they using pot still for distillation?
Well, on these, who knows? It's one of the 30. So
okay,
yeah. So we're not using it because we're with Bardstown now. Our new fills go down with them.
Gotcha.
But I'm sure somebody in
that group, it's very floral, and
Yeah.
usually in a bourbon or a whiskey, the floral is going to come from a pot still versus a column still. So some nice floral notes to it.
Yeah, because we've got some.
I still get that cinnamon bun though. That cinnamon bun smells nice.
Something a little different every time, man.
Something to be really cool for you is taste the whiskey, and then before the finish of the whiskey, take a sip of the tequila. And then once you do that, then do it the opposite way.
All right.
That's good. That's really good.
So then one, you're lending your bourbon flavors to the tequila.
Yeah.
Then if you do it the other way and then pick which way you like the best. It's amazing how the two spirits really
complement each other.
lay into each
Yeah.
other in a really cool way. I stole that, by the way, Whiskey Tequila Fridays podcast, Drew and Matt. They call that the Quick Sips, and they got a whole story behind it. So check out the Whiskey Tequila podcast to get the good insight on that.
All right. Excellent.
And if you ever want to be on the Whiskey Tequila podcast in Chicago, let me know. They would love to have you.
Sweet.
There you go.
Love that.
So when you first started, it was this product right here.
Yes.
And okay, first is the idea of coming up with, all right, we're going to call this Field of Dreams. We're going to get the corn from Iowa and we're going to make it baseball themed. Where did the idea of numbering by baseball player, how'd that happen?
So I was a product design major in college. So this is like kind of my dream of designing cool things and doing, drinkable baseball cards, right? Very cool.
That's a great description.
So essentially I talked to somebody, an industry person going into our first release. And I was like, hey, what would be a really good first year? Like, what would be impressive? They say, if you can do 4,000 cases, that'd be pretty good. I'm like, okay. So I do the math and I'm like, man, that's kind of close to that trivia question that they always say about major leaguers. I'm like, that'd be kind of cool. And I was like, nobody's going to notice it, but I'll enjoy it. I'll have something to talk about. Yeah. Like we can just number them all. And then it became a thing. So that first year we did it sequential order. So it was 1 through 6 in a case, all that. Now we randomize it at the case level and we actually go through and do all 23,000 some numbers on an Excel spreadsheet so that certain players go to certain markets. And so it's kind of a pain, but it also is that much cooler when you can look up the number and get your hometown guy. So
yeah, for real.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah. So the 23,000 number is how many have ever played Major League Baseball?
Yeah. So that's a cup of coffee. I mean, there's, so one of our player tops is Larry Yount, who is Robin Yount's brother.
Okay. Yep.
So Larry actually got to the big leagues before Robin, and was on the mound warming up for his debut and blew his elbow out. Pre-Tommy John, never made it back.
Wow.
But technically a big leaguer, and that's why he's a top.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with the number, that's like based on like the start of a season. So it counts the 2026 season.
It does not count this year. So we do as of the end of last year.
Okay. Because what I was going to ask was, how do you account for somebody who doesn't start the season with the big league team and then comes up?
Yeah.
That doesn't take effect till next year.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. That's cool. What number are you?
19,737.
Okay.
Sometimes it changes though. It's kind of cool because baseball, we get all the data from Baseball Reference and they'll actually find old Negro leaguers and add them in. And then also there was it went down by a number a year ago or something because they realized a guy that caught a game in 1898 caught a game in 1904 under a different name. So they're,
oh my God.
Yeah, they used him twice.
Yeah, so there's all this super niche-y baseball history that kind of comes out of it and changes around. But
I just remembered something else about your father that you also have.
Well, random thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
The ability to have all these crazy ass stats in your head and all of this information about baseball. Like your dad was
he's way better than me.
You could throw a race question, a basketball question, and he'd be like, "Oh,
if I had half the memory he did, he especially on trivia stuff. I don't even.
You couldn't stump him on
stump the jerk.
Stump the jerk. Right. It couldn't happen. Yeah.
That is so.
But he'll still
that's absolutely random but fascinating. Yeah.
He I mean, it's still amazing because to this day he'll be like, "Oh, do you remember this game?" And I'm like, "No, I got paid to have a short-term memory." So
yeah, you did.
It was a Tuesday. It was 47 degrees.
It's like, yeah, you played with this kid when you were 11. I'm like, man, I don't know, a lot of games.
I don't know, Jimmy.
Yeah, thanks for watching though. I appreciate it.
All right, so you said you're on your 4th iteration now of this.
Yeah.
And this came along when?
2 years ago.
Okay.
So, yep.
And how is this version different from this one?
So this changes every year. So we will change the mash bill on this every year. So it'll be a kind of a unique taste. Kind of like that's why we want to change it up every year. This one is our standard. There's not anything crazy. It's just a solid bourbon. And then like I said, that's our everyday. So that's our lowest price point. That's the idea of the tops is you get a case of it and then you got your daily drink or whatever, but then you also can collect it like your Blanton's tops, except
it's the baseball card of whiskey.
Yeah.
You just collect them.
Yeah. And that's, so it's fun. We say we do Hall of Famers or Hall of Fame stories. So we got Johnny Bench, but also Doc Ellis, who is famous for throwing a no-hitter on LSD. So
Nice.
That's awesome.
That had to be in the 70s.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's a great YouTube where he tells the story. But so it's kind of stuff. And then like Jay Buhner is like another, like selfish folk hero kind of guy you throw on there.
Dude, he was legit for about 5 years.
Oh man,
so good. Like when he and Griffey and Randy Johnson were all in the Mariners. Oh man, they were good.
Edgar Martinez was my hitting coach when I was out there.
How about that?
And Buhner would come around, and then Dan Wilson, now the manager. But so all those guys were still around, and so when I met Buhner, I'm like, dude, you're Jay Buhner. Like, they had a body diagram in the training room, and it had all these pins in there, kind of like when you travel the world. But it was all his different injuries, and then why it happened. So it was like running into the wall, like he just like all these awesome things that he was doing.
When you were, I believe, with the Nationals, Matt Williams was your manager. Yes, who played with my baseball idol, Will Clark.
Oh yeah, he's the top. Will Clark is the top.
As he should be.
Yeah,
yeah. That dude should be in the Hall of Fame. Unfortunately, actually, should have been the MVP when Kevin Mitchell won it. But
is Pete Rose a top anywhere?
I would think so.
We have them made. We haven't put them in circulation.
I'd like to gamble on when those come out.
Yeah, that's right. I always like to tell a story. Like, I don't know that his body was cold before they were in our inbox trying to get a top.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a pretty quick turnaround. But that's a tough one. That's a tough one. I don't know if we're going to release them, but we'll see.
Okay. All right. All right. So, and these two, now we're on to this one.
Yeah.
Which is available
everywhere.
Anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. So all 3 SKUs are available, obviously locally, but we're in 15 states. And then our website ships to 40. So
very cool.
Pretty good chance you can get it.
A SKU is each available.
I'm not ignorant.
Just messing with
industry talk.
That's right. You got any more nerd talk?
Oh, we could go deep if we wanted to. We could talk about fermentation, the flavor factory, and really go into some things, but no, we won't do that today.
I know. Okay, Savannah Bananas. They'll be here in May, or at least the clowns will be here in May. They're well known for, in the city that they play in, they'll bring out somebody who, I don't know, famous person from the area. You're relatively famous from around here. Any chance of getting in with the Bananas for an appearance?
I mean, I think you actually have to ask them.
Oh, okay.
From what I've heard.
Okay.
I did.
Would you have an interest? Bring out you and Lance and Tucker.
I mean,
can you dance?
No.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
he said, well, after the bourbon's been
maybe
kicking in,
a little more tequila. I'll find a way.
I think you have to dance with your clothes on.
Yeah. Oh. Huh. All right. Well, yeah. No, I actually, I did throw out. I did the unceremonial first pitch for the Glow baseball last year.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Where they act like they acted like I was a random fan.
Oh.
And then I just came out.
You nailed him.
I actually threw a strike, which in tennis shoes is very shocked.
What are you hitting on the radar gun nowadays?
Oh, I have no idea. I probably go. I mean, I only know when I go to the state fair now.
Sure. Yeah.
Because hey, choice is 85 and above, so you gotta dig deep. So I can get choice. Let's go with that. But I might not be able to feel my pinky and ring finger the rest of the day, but
understandable.
You can't hold your beverage, but you want a stuffed animal.
Yeah, that's, and then we're walking out with life-size stuffed animal, and they're like, "What's the secret?" It's like, I'm just a dick. That's what it is.
Here's my baseball card.
Yeah,
started pitching when I was 2.
Yeah, I was like, a little bit of a ringer, but
a little bit of a ringer. Awesome.
That's awesome.
I did have one other question, and now it escapes me.
So while he's thinking of that, looking over your baseball career, all the way from just getting started, right, as playing with dad and learning baseball, what can you look back at and say the thing that you really learned the most, that's a good thing in life, not necessarily in sports, but something that you learned in baseball that has really helped you through your life?
I would say not riding the emotional roller coaster. So like, again, back to the cliches, but the day at a time, or like, I would say, honestly, the biggest thing is, and it's the way my dad taught me. So every time he would come home from the station, he would ask me one thing I did to get better that day.
Mm.
And so that's the way he taught me, was like, no different than putting $1 aside every day. Might not seem like a lot, but that compounds and all that. Right. And so that's kind of my approach to business, because I don't know anything about business. I don't have an MBA, but I know that, hey, if I just do one little thing each day to make the business better, it's going to work out. So I think, obviously, just the mental toughness of not riding that, but like, I would just say the ability to go, okay, understanding the process and respecting process, is probably the biggest takeaway. And you play baseball long enough, it's going to screw you, and like anything else. So it's how I always tell people, like, I came up to the big leagues and I was Maverick. And then at some point you're going to kill Goose, and you got to figure it out. So like, that's kind of, one of the many life lessons I feel like I got out of baseball.
I would think, and it's really similar to what you're saying, is you as a short reliever, and you already said this, you got to have a short memory.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a pretty good life skill, honestly, because so many people hold grudges and just can't let things go. And it's like, you know what? You got to move on to the next thing.
Yeah. Yeah. There's you always want to show up and be the same guy every day. So like, you shouldn't be able to tell the way I walk in the clubhouse one day, what I did the night before, if I blew the game or whatever. So you got to show up and be the same guy. And like, it's no matter what, it's, what have you done for me lately? Like, it doesn't matter. Nobody cares. All it takes is one bad outing to ruin your stats for the whole year.
True story.
As a bullpen guy. So it's like, you're doing a high wire act, and like, it teaches you a lot, and you're going to be out there pitching a majority of the time. You feel terrible. Like, nobody cares if you've been throwing 10 days straight. You got to go get 3 outs one way or another. So figure it out.
How do you feel professional baseball compares to your life now as a business owner and working in the liquor business today?
Way different. Much slower. I didn't realize how much I appreciated the wins and losses every day. So baseball, like, you either stink, you're told every day you stink, or you're good, whether by the result. And you are either know you're on the right track or you're not. In business, it's such a long play, and
you just need someone to say, "Hey, good job today."
Yeah, right. Or it's like, it's terrible. Like, there's not that constant evaluation versus like, okay, yeah, we release a bottle. Like, okay, that was a 7-month project or whatever. Like, it's tough because along the way you just have all these little battles, but you don't know whether you're making the right calls necessarily. So it's kind of more of a flying blind. But again, to make another baseball analogy, like, if we're going to lose, it's going to be on my best pitch. And so I'm not going to do what's supposed to be done. I'm going to do what I think is authentic to our brand. And because anytime I ever got beat because I didn't throw the pitch I really had in my gut, and like, because I was confident I could throw something else, but that gut pitch. And so that's what I kind of have to keep telling myself, like, don't get caught up in random noise and thinking you're going to outsmart the world. Just stick to your gut.
Lean into what you know and do it.
Yeah, that's what you do.
That's very awesome. Did you think of your question? Because I have another one.
Go for it.
I got one in the chamber.
Nah, mine's not really all good at this point, so it's fine.
Okay, so you've had this great baseball career, and I really wish the phone would stop that.
Good luck with that.
No, I got
mortgage guy.
Sleep focuser. You'll be able to fix that. So now that you've had a baseball career, a professional career, and now you have this successful whiskey business, this bourbon business out there, if you could take one of your whiskeys, maybe your favorite one that you've done so far, the best batch you've had, and you could sit down with anybody, alive, dead, history, family, famous, whoever, who would you most want? And you could pick a couple people if you want to. Who are the people that you would most like to sit down, pop that bottle of whiskey, and just kind of tell stories and hear what they think about what you've done through your first career as a baseball player and then today in the whiskey business?
I would say it would be cool to do Bob Gibson.
Ooh, yeah.
So
same pitcher.
I had a chance to meet him and have dinner with him when I was like 8. My dad hosted a charity event down in Terre Haute, and so got to go to dinner with him after. And he made me fall in love with pitching because he talked about how much he hated hitters and like just wanted to attack them and like, yeah. And like I was a little scrawny kid. So I'm like, yeah, I love this, you know, like, hell yeah. And that was kind of the way I did it. Like, so to me, it'd be kind of cool to say like, hey, like, I know that you don't even remember this, but you really shaped the way that I pitched. And like, so when I was in, went to Toronto and Seattle, I was 45 because I couldn't be 22. So I picked 45 because of him. So
that's awesome.
So that'd be kind of a cool one. Yeah, I mean, that's probably the best one I come up with.
Nowadays, it's nothing for major leaguers to throw 100, 101.
Yeah.
It seems like if you're not throwing that hard, you're maybe not
You
as
don't have
good
a chance.
anymore, right?
Yeah.
Gibson was throwing 100 when nobody else was throwing 100. That dude was unbelievable.
Pump and cheese. Yeah. And that was, they lowered the mound for him.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So he had a 1.12 ERA one year and then they lowered the mound. That was.
How does that affect?
Taller the mound.
Harder you throw?
Yeah.
Okay.
And better playing. So it's harder to hit.
Oh,
so that's why
Randy Johnson at 6'10".
Yeah. Well, and that's why like the mound in Cincinnati is really flat because they have a crowned infield. And so like that's why, which is an advantage to the Reds, because as a opposing guy, you come in on a flatter mound, you're gonna leave the ball up.
Okay. Well, there you go. Well, Drew, this has been a phenomenal episode. Thanks for being here.
No, thanks for having me.
Appreciate you coming out.
I gotta say, the best whiskey I've had in a long
really good.
time.
Field of Dreams available here in Indiana at pretty much most liquor stores. Yep. And in 15 states, but orderable in 40.
Yep. Drinkfieldofdreams.com. It'll show you stores we're into.
There you go.
There's some weird shipping laws when it comes to whiskey.
Well, there's that. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Indiana Success Happy Hour.
Cheers.